Welcome to Talking Football, and we've got the FA Cup this week and we've got some EPL games midweek next week. So let's have a look at that. But I can't help but start at the Man United team. You look at that Man United team and you think to yourself, look at the wages they're getting. There's disarray in the camp apparently. When you look at the defence, you look at De Gea's a goalkeeper. He's a good goalkeeper, good shot stopper. Then you've got Wan-Bissaka. All right, but no great shakes. Bailey, hopeless. Lindelof, hopeless. Maguire, hopeless. Luke Shaw looks like he's ready to play for a pub team. Fred runs about mad in the middle of the park. Need out a good player. Probably needs a good player beside him so that he can go and run about in the middle of the park. Fernandes in the huff. Should have came on and scored the other night. What a sitter. But anyway, in the huff. McTominay, good player, but is he Man United standard? I've got to stick up for him. I'm Scottish and he's steady, but too slow for me. Batic, far too slow. He just slows the game down every time he gets the ball. Simple as that. And they were all raving about him when he came on the other week there and he made the pass that made the goal. Big deal. Far too slow for me. Never fit in a Man United team. Ronaldo, is he getting too old? I don't know. I don't think so. If he had the good service and he didn't have to run about chasing the ball like a madman now, I think you leave him to just put the ball in the net, take penalties. Simple as that. And then you've got Cavani. He's a playboy, but he's not really had a chance in getting in and out of the team. So how do you expect him to come and play in a team like that? Because he's getting out the team, in the team, out the team, in the team. Really, poor show. And then you look at the formation Rannick's playing. I don't know what he was playing the other night there against Wolves. You could see after 5 minutes what was going to happen. It was simple as that. I hope a lot of he's lumped onto Wolves because it was a great price. It quickly disappeared because I think everybody's seen what was going to happen. And then you've got Rashford, but one of the best players in England can't get a game. Greenwood, another boy that's going to get, because he's just a young laddie coming through, he's going to get hooked at half time and things like that, and he's capable at any time scoring. He cuts in for that side and he'll have a go, and he's not getting a chance as well. I understand him probably getting in and out of the team, but at the same time you've got to let them go, and really the way they're playing is absolutely horrendous. As I say, if I didn't care what the slag about Lingard and things like that. Players nowadays have got so many different agendas. Lingard ran riot last season for West Ham, and if you had them in the Man United team, I can tell you he would have gave 110%. Phil Jones came back in and gave 110%. And again, is that the stopgap that Man United want? Great story, and we've all got sympathy for what he's been through in the last 2 years. But this is where Man United are now going to huff him, probably make him captain next week. But as I say, Man United absolutely losing the plot completely, and I still think that Rannick's no the man for the job. He's only a temporary stopgap, but to give him the responsibility to pick the next manager, I mean, I think that's just crazy madness. But anyway, on to the FA Cup. Man City, they'll put out Swindon tomorrow quite easily, and it'll be good because I reckon Pep will play some of his young players, and it'll be good to see some of these boys getting a run. I know that there's the COVID thing and they've got injuries and things like that, and people can't play because of this, that and the next thing. But I reckon Man City give some of their young players a run, and that'll be good to watch. Burnley, Huddersfield, it's going to be interesting to see how these Premier League teams, because as the FA Cup lost its shine, when it comes to the finals, it always seems to be the better teams are up there still. And Burnley, Huddersfield, that'll be a good game to watch. Burnley should get the result there because they're looking for just survival, maybe a cup at the best, or a good run in the cup. But it used to be a thing like that, runs in the cup would keep your club up and things like that. But at the same time, nowadays they look at it as a distraction, because then you'll get relegated for the EPL, which is the last thing you want. Millwall, Crystal Palace, you've got to love that game down in London. Millwall fans will be looking for any type of London derby because they love it. And you've got to say that they're always a stuffy side in the FA Cup. Always got a couple of years ago, well, a good few years ago now, they got a good few runs in there, and it was good to watch them getting in there. West Brom, Brighton, a good side, and they're capable of going for a good cup run, but will they be concentrating in the EPL? And they're well capable of going to West Brom and getting something out of that game. But it'll be a good one to watch, that one. I'm just running through them here, just have a quick look. Catching the eye. Chelsea will play a reserve team against Chesterfield, but should still be strong enough. Swansea, Southampton. Swansea, good side. Swansea really knuckle down and get stuck into the bigger teams when they arrived in there. And Southampton will have their work cut out for them. And Southampton, a hot and cold team, but starting to put a few fixtures together now. And it'll be interesting to see how they can adopt to Swansea, because Swansea will be up and at them. And that could be a shock there. Wolves, Sheffield United. Again, Wolves starting to be a solid, reliable side now and got a good shape to their team, and that's a sign of a good team. When they've got a shape, they know what they're doing, they've all got their jobs, and they're all getting knuckle and doing again. It'll be interesting to see if he plays any subs in there, but I would think Wolves would want to run in the cup. Spurs walk over against Morecambe. Notts Forest against Arsenal. I'm not sure about Arteta. I think he's mere chasing this Champions League, means a lot to him, and I think he'll want to have Arsenal up there, although a cup would be great as well. They've got the game coming up against Liverpool that was put off, so that'll be interesting to see what happens there. Coventry Derby, good to see how Wayne Rooney's doing at Derby this season. Brilliant to see that they're getting the points on the board, and what a miracle that would be if they could get themselves out of trouble there and get themselves up into a challenging place to be out of the relegation. It'd be great to see. Newcastle, they're going to get a win, beat Cambridge, surely. Easy. That'll be interesting again. Leicester, Watford, all Premier game. Rodgers will want a result there, so I'd imagine Rodgers will go strong. And moving down, Hull against Everton. Everton, no the best shakes in the world, are they? But let's just see. Hull, always a stuffy wee side to play against. Bournemouth, they should beat Yeovil. And Chelsea Norwich, that's a good game. West Ham Leeds, that's probably the game of the round. West Ham Leeds, or you will see Man United, Aston Villa. Man United are going to have to play if they want to qualify, I can tell you that. It's another test for them, because I would imagine Aston Villa will come out with a strong side, and they'll know that they'll have to, if they have a go at Man United, because it's been proven Wolves had a bit of a go first half, I think it was 10 shots to 2 or something, and if you have a go, Man United were rattled. So it'll be interesting to see how Villa play at Old Trafford, and that's the last game of the round. And then we go into the Premier League games. Now, there's a few good ones in there. Southampton, Brentford. Southampton will be looking to add points, nice and consolidate their position. Brentford, good result last week after being behind. Good sort of team spirit to come back and get a result there, because Aston Villa won up and looking like they were coasting. And Everton, Leicester. I'm not a lover of Everton just now the way they're playing, but you never know. And again, Leicester, Brendan Rodgers always likes going there. He's got a wee feather in his cap because he was a Liverpool manager and he liked going to Everton to get a result. So that's one of the games coming on. West Ham take 3 points for Norwich quite easily. Brighton will take 3 points for Crystal Palace quite easily, probably 2-0 there. Man City, Chelsea, good game to watch. Chelsea coming back in, yeah, good result against Tottenham. Poor Tottenham result against Chelsea in that semi-final, and you've got to say that Tottenham, you've got to step up, you've got to beat teams like Chelsea in semi-finals, and it was all over after 24 minutes, which was a bit disappointing. But again, we're running into that game, and Man City happy with a draw, to be honest with you. But they'll probably come out with a win there. But it should be a good game. Interesting to see how Lukaku copes over the next wee while after all the stories that are coming out of that camp. And as I said, I've said all along, Man City need a centre forward, and it'll be interesting to see who comes in and eventually takes that role. And then on to Newcastle and Watford. Newcastle, you're going to have to start winning, or you're going to be championship material next season. I know you're starting to sign these world-class players at 31-year-old Trippier, and I bet there's a few other ones. Lingard must be itching. I know that he's wanting to be loyal and stay loyal to Man United, but Lingard must be wanting to go to Newcastle, get a nice wee payday there, and he could stroll through the rest of the season for them. And to be honest with you, that would be the signing that they need. And I would be surprised if they didn't come in for him. Going back to West Ham, Declan Rice, if you're a big club, surely Declan Rice, you've got to get him now and keep him with pace, because you didn't want him slowing up like Matic. You want Declan Rice going in the right direction, because clearly a very, very good centre midfield player. And probably one of the best that's come out of England for a long time, I would say. And I would be in for Rice if I was a bigger club and pay the money for him, because he's definitely top notch. Then we're going back into other games, because we're going to Wolves against Southampton, and Southampton will go to Wolves and get nothing there. Wolves will get a result against Southampton, because that's just the way that the fixtures are going to go. And we're into the 15th of January already, and we've got Norwich and Everton. That could go, and that's where Norwich, that's the type of game that Norwich are going to have to get a result in and come and turn their season round. And Burnley, Leicester, Burnley, I think, games in hand, no good to anybody, got to get points on the board, if I said previously. And then we go back into Aston Villa, Man United. So we're home and away, Man United, Aston Villa in the next week or so. So that'll be interesting. And they're going to have to get that sorted out and get that team sorted out. And there's too many players trying to stroll through and think they're international stars in that Man United team. And if Rannick can't get them playing, and they've got that disorder in the training ground is what's coming out, it'll be interesting to see how that pans out. So a good weekend coming up. You've got to go for your wee FA Cup result. You've got to go Davy Moyes. Is he going to want that Champions League position, or is he wanting to get the Hammers to the Cup final? So yeah, I'm going to go with West Ham. That'll be my first one. Wolves will be my second one. All the W's so far. We're going to go with Everton to beat Hull, and that might be a wee treble in there just to go. And as a banker, probably must be 1 to 10 Newcastle to beat Cambridge. So that would be the 4. Can't give you much advice on games, how they're going to go, because the odds are a bit ski-whiff in the Premier League games till next Tuesday. But make sure you get involved in the Playmaker service. So many different services in there now. We've got match odds, correct scores, trade-in, back the home win, lay the draw, lay the away team. There's something for everybody in there. And you've got me at the end of an email, you've got the team at the end of an email, you've got all your staking, you've got your liabilities, you can get stuck right into your football and make sure you organise your betting and you become a strong, powerful EPL player. Remember, it's your money, it's my money, it's everybody's money. Have respect for winning people in Betfair and the losers in Betfair, and I'll speak to you in next week's video.